Rant Radio Network. You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial
Mr.
chat.
Pantalones. And we are back. Do you have me there, Mr. Pantalones? Are we here? Are we on? Are we there? Huh? What's going on?
Hello,
Mr.
hello, hello,
Pantalones?
hello. Can you hear me?
I don't know. I can't.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear myself. I don't know. I can't get anything there. Welcome to the Real Estate Rant here at the Towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
Welcome to another episode of the most exciting, informative show you'll ever hear.
Right on. On this overcast and cold and sometimes sunny afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. This is the last show of the year, Mr. Pantalones and Mr. Rodriguez.
So that means we're going on a little mini vacation.
Little mini vacation for Christmas and New Year's. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for tuning in here at the Real Estate Rant. You can log on to rantradionetwork.com to watch the show. If you just want to listen, that's fine too. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. In-house today, we have Miss Tammy, and let me see if I say this right, Sam Pedro.
Yes.
Okay, I got that right.
So it's San Pedro, not San Pedro.
Yeah,
like
well, that's
like
what you would think.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm already thinking shrimps, right?
I'm looking at the big old shrimp with potatoes on the platter.
The mariscos, that's what I was looking at. She is with Tammy is with ACP Consultants LLC, and she will be sharing with us today something that I actually didn't even know existed, and so it would be a pleasure to have her talk about what she does.
Ooh, sexy!
Mr. Pantalones is already getting a little exuberant with the sound effects. Thank you, Mr. Pantalones, for that. But we do have a good show in store for you today. Tammy will be sharing
show
that
me some respect,
Yeah,
boy.
exactly. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. Also, Real Estate Rant and AGR and Associates are proud supporters of Michael P. Aguilar and Associates and Stroke Awareness. You can reach Mr. Aguilar at www.strokeawareness101.com. That is his website. He does seminars and talks about how to prevent stroke. Mr. Aguilar had a stroke a couple years back and is more than happy to help. You can reach him at 562-464-7297. And Mike is a great guy. He will help you with any of that information, and has great supplements as well to help if you happen to have or show bad numbers with your doctor. So give us a call, 855-693-4897, or again, you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We won't get to your emails at this show, but we will in subsequent shows. Mr. Alonso usually takes care of that stuff. What do we get this week, my friend?
This week's question comes out of San Bernardino, and it comes from Wilma, and it says, my boyfriend signed a rent-to-own agreement beside his crazy high interest rate of 10%. He would not own the home until 2018 and is not on the deed until then. The septic tank is too close to the house. Owners were running the drain line into the stream in our backyard. And when we spent over $1,000 in pumping it every 2 to 4 weeks until we could no longer afford to pay, the owner refused to help fix it. And anyway, my boyfriend had a free consultant with the lawyer who said do not pay rent unless they agree to help in some way. Now my boyfriend is being sued. We suffer greatly staying in the hotel room, spending money, eating out because we could not stay in the home without getting sick. Does this sound like we have a losing case?
Mr. Alonso, what do you think, man? I'll tell
you. In some form of just advice, we're not lawyers, so this is not legal advice, but we do have experience with rent to own, both as investors, as a broker and investor. First of all, the tenant has a dispute with the landlord. The tenant has to continue paying the rent. You can't get out not paying the rent. You still have to pay the rent by putting it into an escrow account, and that way the tenant is fulfilling his obligation of paying rent.
Yeah, so in other words, they have record of the fact that they're putting that money aside, and because there's issues on the property or with the lease, that money will be released at that time.
Yeah, so if they haven't been doing that and they just strictly haven't been paying the rent, then every judge would side with the landlord. They're not gonna, there's no reason for not paying rent. You need to put it into an escrow account, or otherwise you're in breach of contract. In my belief.
Alonso, but I have just a big question on this. What is the landlord pumping in the backyard? I don't get that.
Well, there's a stream as I recall, and I read further along, there was a stream in their backyard, and I guess they were pumping all the waste into the stream.
The
Well,
waste.
if it's obviously what goes in a septic tank.
My goodness, that's just a big ball of problems there. But we talked about this in earlier shows. I want to say 6 to 8 months ago, we talked about the whole rent to own situation. I've always considered them to be somewhat of a scam. The landlords anticipate that if you are not good with your credit and you don't have a lot of money, they anticipate that you're going to continue to be or have that behavior, and so they're expecting you to default at some point.
And these type of programs are sold to investors in a way that they can take advantage of people that credit isn't worthy, and they just have that American dream of owning a house someday. But like I said, a lot of the time that they're fraudulent. They're usually the investor has nothing to lose because they don't give the deed until they can afford the house and they can actually get a loan on the home. So it's just a way of it makes it more appealing to a buyer who has a less than worthy credit. I mean, but why not get your credit fixed? Because if you are in one of those rent to own homes, eventually you'll get your credit up to par, and then you can why settle for just buying that home? Now you can get a chance to pick a home of your choice.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just about discipline. If you discipline yourself, save your money, work on your credit. There's a lot of different companies that can help you do that kind of stuff. We've had some of those folks on the show, and you discipline yourself and putting money aside. At the end of the day, you will end up getting over that hump, if you will, and being able to be a homeowner. Especially if you have a good lender. If you talk to a good lender and they can actually guide you to get to that point. So,
Absolutely.
so give us a call, 855-693-4897. Mr. Pantalones, do we have time to throw up the design deal, sir? Real Estate Rant and Carlos Cruz with the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce will happily give you a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce. And here's the design deal for the day. What kind of architecture, what kind of house is this? And please, Tammy, don't blurt that out if you happen to know. But we are making it multiple choice. If you feel that you want to get on Wikipedia and check it out, feel free to do so. But you do have to call in to win the gift card. It's $25. You can give us a call at 855-693-4897. And that's a bit grainy there when you zoom in on it. But we've seen most of this type of architecture here on different movies. I know I've seen something like this on a lot of the camp movies. But if you happen to pick that particular design, you can win that gift card. So give us a call. Or if you happen to have a question for myself, Alonso, or Tammy, we can cover that as well. So, Mr. Alonso, are we going to do the real estate fun facts today?
Absolutely, we are going to do it, and we do have some visuals. So if Manny Pantalones can throw the visuals on.
Okay, right on.
And this week's fun fact is: what is the name of Elvis Presley's home, and where is it located at?
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to visit. They give you some earphones and a tape recorder, and then as you're walking through the house, it gives you like a tour of the house.
Yeah, and I believe it's visited by many people. It's one of the big attractions in that state.
Right on. And as a Christmas present, this Alonso made this an easy one for this last show that we're doing here at the Real Estate Rant. So give us a call, 855-693-4897, and you can win one of those gift cards. And that's if Mr. Pantalones doesn't have problems with the phone back there today, because
as a matter of fact, I tried calling last week during your show. I was listening online. I was a little sick. I wasn't able to attend, but I tried calling, but the phone fell out of.
Yeah, well, there were some problems with it. I don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties. Huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of weird things that happened. So anyway,
the weather.
There you have it. We have the design deal. You can call in and ask us a question if you have a gripe, a complaint about a real estate agent, or you just have a question. We also have Miss Tammy San Pedro here with ACP Consultants here, and you can ask her a question as well. And we'll get into some of her information here on the second segment. Give us a call for that $25 gift card for Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce. And that is compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce. How are we looking on time there, Mr. Pantalones? Okay, we got 3 minutes. So why don't we get started with Tammy? Tammy, how's your mic working there? You're still alive over there?
I think it's working.
All right, I can hear you. Give us a short introduction about yourself.
Well, my name is Tammy San Pedro. I've been in the healthcare industry for about 15 years. In that time, I speak to a lot of families, and working With these families, I've developed a love and a passion for people and their needs. There's a lot of people, I think we all know this, not only real estate, but just in general, that are in need. What I endure on a daily basis is the lack of preparation for medical or financial emergencies, whether it be someone in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even in their hundreds. So through my
We hope to make it there.
Wow, I wish to live up to
Oh.
50.
people are living longer, so yep, you have to prepare. A lot of us go and we develop plans for retirement, and we think 65, 70, 75, but what happens when you live to 85, 95? In senior living, they are living to 102, 104, and they're walking around with walkers. So we have to think in long term. And what I've endured with these families is the fact that they're not ready for this. And it has to do with advanced care planning, but it's life planning. So that's what I've gone through, and that's how I developed ACP Consultants. It's dedicating a program to help people through these processes, to review plans that are in place, help them prepare their plans, whether it be for today, tomorrow, or 20, 30 years, but also to put it all together, get these vital documents in order, and make sure that they have them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the palm of their hands.
And you just touched a little bit on actually what it is that you do.
Right.
But if we can go back up just a bit, how long have you been in the healthcare industry?
About 15 years. Business, I'm a nurse. I'm a licensed vocational nurse. I did hospice nursing. I did pediatrics nursing first, but I'm not a peds nurse.
So you actually got to watch the people die in hospice?
Yes, I did 5 years of hospice nursing, and I know it sounds a little weird, but I loved it.
The way that you put it,
because it's spirit. It's
you
very spiritual.
sit there and watch.
It's very spiritual. The patient and the nurse know what we're doing. We're really nursing the families through the process. So through that is, like I said, that's I took care of the families, took care of the patients, and then I started, just wanting to be with the people before that process. So that's how I got into senior living, and then through senior living.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Real Estate Rant and AGR Realtors are proud supporters of Michael Aguilar and Associates, advocates for stroke awareness and integrative healthcare.
In February 2012, I suffered a stroke due to high blood pressure. I was rushed to the hospital where I was admitted for the next 30 days. I was initially told I may have to stay in the hospital for about 3 months, but I made rapid improvements in my recuperation and continued to improve to this day.
When Michael left the hospital, he did not have insurance to cover his rehabilitation, so he focused on integrative healthcare to get better. At the end of 2013, seeing a need for stroke awareness, Michael started his own company, Michael Aguilar and Associates, to focus on creating awareness about the dangers of high blood pressure and stroke.
If you would like more information, please call me at 562-464-7297, or you can visit my website at www.strokeawareness101.com.
Michael Aguilar and Associates, creating awareness and saving lives one person at a time.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home, At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español. Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. Alex, Alonso, and Tammy here to shine on your holiday. Pre-holiday speakings, I would say, right? In house today, we have Miss Tammy, and you know, I keep screwing this up. I apologize, San Pedro, because I keep wanting to say San Pedro.
Right.
You probably get that a lot.
I get it a lot. I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
spell it.
She's with ACP Consultants, and I guess I would ask this question, even though I know the answer, but just so you can answer it. What does ACP stand for?
Advanced care planning.
Okay, so Tammy is here representing Advanced Care Planning. Now, it actually brings up a question that we had from the last segment. Just real quick, you mentioned that this is your company. Is this your company that you put together?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, see,
Yes.
so I learned something now, because after now interviewing you yesterday and talking about everything that the company has to offer, I didn't realize this was your company. So this is why you're giving out that 800 number. I go, well, don't you want the business for yourself? Well, I guess it would just apply to you, right?
Yes.
So give us a call, 855-693-4897. If you happen to call us, we will offer you a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse, looking at City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce. And Mr. Pantalones is not in the booth, so we won't throw up the design deal. But let's continue on, because I don't know where he went. But
I wanted to ask you a question regarding the rent to own. Is that okay?
Shoot, yo,
Okay.
absolutely.
okay, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you were saying with the rent to own and the issue with the landlord, that the owner or the renter still needs to pay into an escrow account. Now, what if they're just renting? Is it the same policy, same procedure, or is it different because renting there's a signed contract saying they're going to pay to own this home? What's the difference of just renting and then renting to
well,
own?
it is a signed contract, okay, but this has to do with the state of California and the rental laws. That if the tenant is being is out of contract, or the landlord is out of contract, there's a remedy. Okay, the remedy in the case of the tenant having a problem now with the landlord is the law states that you cannot just stop paying rent. So what Alonso was saying is that if you take that rent and you put it into an escrow account, you're still paying the rent, with the stipulation if the landlord remedies the situation or corrects the situation, he now then gets the funds that are in escrow.
Okay, but that would be the same as if I was just renting a house. I had not rent to own.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
the
It's-
same. The
it's-
rent to
yeah.
own, basically what they're doing is they're taking a portion of the rent and saving it for you can have your down payment, and eventually your credit's worthy enough for you can buy the property in the near future when you
Yeah.
can afford it. But if you do that on your own, then why settle? That's why I go back to the question, why settle for that one home when you're going to already get your credit worthiness, you're going to save for your down payment. So now you don't want to be stuck just on that one.
Sure.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. You're asking if the contract is the same for just a regular normal lease versus a rent to own contract,
Right.
and the law is the same.
Okay.
If you have a bad situation where the landlord is not performing or is causing a problem, potentially the tenant has a remedy situation to where they put that monies in there. But it's the same for both contracts, lease or even month to month.
And take it with the grain of salt. We are not attorneys by any means or
Spoken like a true broker. I do believe we have a call, Mr. Pantalones. Thank you for calling Real Estate Rain. How can we help you?
Hello,
Yes, hello. Can you hear us?
is this Alec?
Yeah, sometimes. Do you owe me money?
I can barely understand you guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
You can, right?
Yes.
Hey, Alex, Steven Morales, how are you?
Oh, David. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. I just saw you and Tammy on here, and I just had wanted to make an introductory call to say it's kind of good to see you guys collaborating and sharing her products and services of what she can offer, especially when she's working with Mr. Art Rios, developing an app for her. Maybe she can explain to your audience viewers what's the app going to do and help out all her prospects.
Right on. Well, we will discuss that a little bit later on in the show. I was hoping to do that maybe on the third or fourth segment. But Tammy, there's an application now for your business.
So I'm going to disconnect.
Okay. Thank you, David. Yeah. So
Thank you,
we had a rough connection there, but David was commenting on an application that you guys have, and you guys are developing a mobile application now for ACP Consulting, and because it's a bit premature, I know we'll get to that issue just to answer David's question, mainly because we haven't got to that point yet.
Sure.
So I want to go over some other things before we get to that point.
Sure.
And part of the services now the ACP in consulting does. But you mentioned early on that you've been now in the business about 15 years, and we talked about you doing some hospice care as well as maybe doing some administrating. What does an administrator do?
Well, it's for senior living. So I'm a director, and then I went and got. I'm a director in senior living. I do communications relations. What we do is we can get. It's called RCFE certified. So it's residential care for the elderly certified, and it just expands the knowledge, teaches you titles and regulations of the state of California to actually administrate a senior living building community. So seniors live there. It's apartments. There we rent apartments to our seniors and provide support services.
And I guess that's a good business since people are living to be 100, huh?
Absolutely.
That explains why our buddy Tom Rios has a full house all the time, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh man. Oh yeah, exactly. Tom has been on the
Yes,
show.
He's in my sister community.
Yes, right on.
yes.
So what's the hardest thing that people have to deal with now when it pertains to planning?
It's well, what I endure, I mean, with families is their inefficiency to plan, of course, but it's the procrastination is the number one. Okay, procrastinating. We'll put off today what we can do tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes.
And I believe people do that because they don't have not a clue of what they're doing.
Well, that is true, but at the same time, it's the non-belief of something's going to happen. But we're all human beings, and we watch the news on a daily basis. Things happen from even before we're born.
And especially in the Hispanic community, I know that, just even the thought of putting my mother into an old folks home, it just frightens her, or we don't think that way, our mother's going to stay with us until,
Sure.
Until she dies and we're carrying her out of our home,
But if I can go back a little bit, that's the mentality, like you just said, that most people have. Old folks home, convalescent home, nursing home. It's not like that anymore. Senior living has come a long way. A lot of these places are senior homes. They have
Oh, yeah,
activities. They
yeah,
have
absolutely.
exercise,
We've-
transportation.
We've attended a
trips.
couple of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we
They're-
we
they're
You've
we,
got
good.
housekeeping,
attend regularly.
laundry, right? I mean, you've got people taking care of people 24 hours a day. Now, like you said, let's say mom, but if mom becomes dementia diagnosed and she's forgetting things and she's forgetting how to do things, and you're working and your wife is working, well, in-home care is fantastic for some, but not for others. So there has to be that knowledge and education for you to understand what's the next step. So that's where we come in. That's how ACP Consultants was developed, because the lack of knowledge and education regarding life planning. So, and then trying to correct that thought process, the old thought process. You have to remember, some of our seniors, the way they think is, remember back in the days, what's
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie? Cuckoo, One Flew
One
Over the
Flew Over the
Cuckoo's Nest,
Cuckoo's
right?
Nest,
That's
yeah.
what people think. Well, it's not like that. And I can't tell you that every single place is, Disneyland, but I can tell you that it has come a long way to take care of our seniors.
And I have a question for you, Tammy. As an administrator, do you recommend that people plan it before they get to a stage where they parents
Absolutely.
do end up having dementia, and just because, especially if they own property and stuff, and I guess as an
Absolutely.
administrator, you would want the actual elderly person to really distribute how they want their property to be sold. And is that something you do, or?
Well, I assist through the process. I consult with them, I educate them, I organize and then maintain their information, their plan, and then their vital documents for this plan. I kind of don't want to get us caught up in just senior living because it's not just seniors, it's everybody. I'm in my 40s. I have to start planning for my retirement when I'm 65. If I don't think now and I don't start putting money away, and I've already got financial advisors telling me I should have been doing it 20 years ago. Long-term care insurance. Do you know how much that costs? It's expensive. And because now we're in our 40s, the longer we wait, the longer it's going to cost. You don't have these insurances put in place. It's coming out of pocket. These are privately paid communities.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention real quick, Tammy, that you are no longer a hospice administrator, and you no longer do that. We're talking here about something else because I don't want to confuse the listeners. I just wanted to get a little bit of background as to how you got into this.
Right. This is where the program came from. This is through that passion and dedication of being with people and going through these processes with them. I've learned that people need someone out there to help them. It's kind of like Art Rios told me, we all know how to change our oil in our car, but do you see me under there changing the oil? No, I go pay someone to do it, right? Because they're educated on how to do it. It's the same concept. I know.
Well, Art's just lazy, I think.
But people know,
Hi, Art.
Advanced care planning is not something new. It's actually, you go to the hospital, what do they shove in your face when it's time for a surgery? A healthcare directive, because they want to know who's your power of attorney, who's going to make decisions in the event that you can't.
They want to know who's going to pay.
Exactly. At the end of the day,
they want to know if you have
That's-
insurance, or
yeah.
else they're not going to do anything for you.
Right.
They're going to kick you out of the street.
But that's it. That's my point. I'm not reinventing advanced care planning. I'm putting it all together, saying, listen, we have to come up with a plan, a life plan. You got to know where your medical and financial documents are in the event of an emergency. That's actually the beauty of the program. It's not just advanced care planning. We're helping you get organized. So the number one issue people have is they don't know where all the pertinent information is when something does happen. Fire happens. Where's all your paperwork? Well, I think it was in the box that was downstairs that got,
Tommy,
destroyed.
so what would you say would be the hardest thing that pertains in planning?
Knowing exactly what you need. Exactly what do you need in your life plan? Because everybody's life plan is different, but we can go with the basics. Do you have life insurance if you're married, insurance for the children, insurance for yourself? Are you putting away, financially for your future? Do you know what you would do today if something happened to you or your spouse? Maybe it's you and you're a single dad. Well, what happens to your children in those first 24 hours if something happens to you? These are the things that I consult on. We put we together as a partnership, put that plan together for you. Once that plan is together.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
It's one thing to own a business. It's another to promote it. That's why thousands of business owners rely on Monster Marketing Group. Design, print, mail, custom mailers, all for as little as 29 cents delivered. That includes postage. Send to a neighborhood, zip code, or an entire city. With just a simple call, 888-49-MONSTER, you can easily promote your business, sales, events, grand openings, send coupons, and much more.
Your mail delivers in as little as 5 days. No dealing with the mailing list or paperwork. Monster Marketing does all the heavy lifting. Get started now by calling 888-49-MONSTER or go to monstermg.com.
Monster Marketing Group. We deliver, we give you results, we can prove it.
Hello, this is Steve.
Hey Steve, it's Angela. Just wanted to see if you want to go out to lunch today.
I can't right now. I'm trying to find a company to build my website. The guy I was working with vanished and he won't return my calls.
Hey, you should call Infuse. They've helped our company with our website and it came out great. They've been around for almost about 20 years. They have great service and they're very knowledgeable.
I don't have a big budget though. You think they can still help?
Sure, I saw their portfolio. They work on all types of projects.
Is this one of those overseas companies that only communicates through emails? I want to see someone face to face to show them what I want.
Not at all. They're just down the street from you. Give them a call at 562-450-4512.
What's that number again?
562-450-4512. You can visit them at their website at infuse.com.
The The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
It's hot out here. I need a drink. Have a mucho macho michelada. What's a michelada? Michelada is a Mexican Bloody Mary made with beer. All you have to do is get bucket-sized michelada, open it up, pour it in your favorite beer, and you're good.
What if you don't like beer?
You can use it in lemon lime soda, vodka with lime, or tequila with lemon lime soda. Sounds delicious.
Where do you find it?
You can find it at your favorite store, or you can go to muchomachomichelada.com.
Find us on Twitter and Facebook.
What's up, guys? Sports Guru
And Bud Knocker.
from the Sportscast, Wednesdays, 12 to 2 Pacific on Rant Radio Network.
We got everything you need to know about sports. We got all the latest video highlights. We got You Got Knocked Up. We got Bonehead of the Week. We're talking sports, drinking beer, and having a good time.
If you missed the show, go to rantradionetwork.com and listen on demand. So check us out every Wednesday, 12 to 2 on Rant Radio Network.
Live from the Rant Radio Network
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker,
And man of many talents, may I add?
Mr. Alonso Rodriguez. So anyway, in-house today we have Miss Tammy San Pedro, and Tammy is with us here with ACP Consulting, which stands for Advanced Care Planning. And we got a little bit of background from Tammy, and just so I don't want to confuse the listeners, Tammy doesn't do assisted living or hospice care or anything like that. What she does do, though, and she will continue to explain, is help. And what it sounded like to me, Tammy, is that you found a missing link between what was going on with hospice care, assisted living, and some of the older folks' homes. Like you said, they are somewhat advanced now to what we're used to seeing, but you found a missing link and you kind of filled the gap. And
Right.
There's not a lot of companies out there, and this is why this is your company now that we're talking about. And this is the missing link there. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, if you happen to give us a call and get this particular design, Mr. Pantalones, if you will. You can win a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce. And you know what kind of house this is here?
Absolutely.
What kind of
don't.
architecture? No?
I do not know.
Right on. And I made it a little bit more difficult, as this is the last show of the
You
year.
want to know what it looks like to me? It looks like the Pirates of the Caribbean, right, to me.
Doesn't it? It does kind of look like that. Well, believe it or not, I believe that architecture on the outside is similar. I know that the curvature on the top there is a Mediterranean design. Anytime you see the half circle or the partial circle, that's of Mediterranean descent. But that doesn't give a clue as to what the answer is, right? So anyway, give us a call at 855-693-4897. Why don't we throw up the real estate fun fact again real quick, Alonso? What was it again?
It was this week's fun fact is, what is the name of Elvis Presley's home and where is it located at?
Come on, callers. Everyone knows that.
Oh, Mr. Pantalones, thank you for doing that again.
Well, they still have to know where it's located at.
Okay, well, that's true. That's true. And I've been there, and I'll tell you, Beale Street was really nice to go down and go check out some of the live bands there. They did a lot of blues stuff. And Mr. Pantalones is showing us the nice house there. I've been there. It's a nice place. Mr. Presley had a lot of odd tastes, I think, that was happening there.
Well, I think he had enough money to do whatever the heck he wanted.
Well,
Do you know when his birthday was?
I don't know what his birthday was, but he died on my birthday.
Really?
August 16th, 1977, I believe.
So there it goes. I'll come the Elvis fans. He's alive. Elvis lives.
That's right. That's right. So Tammy, so you found that missing link, and you opened up your company. You had a vision, is what it sounded like.
Right. And again, I'm still very much involved with senior living, but it it's more about people. So of all ages, that's where advanced care planning consultants comes in. There is a missing link. The missing link is the knowledge and education that they need to plan at whatever. I have 20-year-olds who come in, I have 40-year-olds who come in, 30-year-olds who come in. That missing link is the lack of knowledge and education of what it takes to be prepared for life's events, whether it be emergency. There's all kinds, fires, floods, what, sinkholes now, we have to worry about standing 1 minute and falling the next. I mean, they're all over. Earthquakes, we live in Southern California. These are things that are happening on a continuous basis, and people are not ready for them.
Comments landing.
Well, what about that show? There's like a show on right now. It's called 1,000 Ways to Die, and it shows you all these different.
Scary.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this. I'm going, man, people die on their bicycles and on
I seen
in
that
the
one.
shower.
I seen the one on the movies. The one that was that it was like a Western theme and A Million Ways to Die Out in the West or something like that.
Was that a TV show?
No, it was a movie. It was a movie actually.
But that's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah. So, I mean, just so we're not confused about what it is that you do, why don't you give us a short synapse, if you will, as to what it is that you do?
Okay, so what I've done is I've developed a program dedicated to educate, assist, organize, and maintain a person's advanced care plan and vital documents, because the big challenge or the missing link is the vital document part of it. Because when we're sitting with someone and they say, oh, okay, so how are we going to pay for this? Well, I don't know. Well, how much money does mom make? I don't know. Well, dad was shredding mom's Medicare papers, or the family doesn't want to talk to us about their financials. So we don't have any idea of where these vital documents. We're talking about birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, children's immunizations. I mean, you go on and on. These are
Living wills.
Living wills, power of attorneys, paperwork that's vital to making these decisions. Anytime you have to go to a community living or the hospital, what do? The first thing they ask is for these pertinent documents, right? So security cards, driver's license, right? Who's your next of kin, blah, blah, blah. So what I've done is said, okay, I'm going to help you. Not only am I going to help you through the part of reviewing a plan that you might have, help you put a plan together, and then I'm going to help you do a discovery. It's called a document discovery. We'll gather all those documents together. We will upload them into a secured website account for you. I will then put all your hard copies in a binder where you can safely place them somewhere, and it'll be in an advanced care planning consulting binder. So it could go in a safe, or it can go under your bed, wherever you want. But the beautiful part about it is that website now, you have an opportunity to have an app. They will come together. So no matter where you're at, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you'll have access to those pertinent documents. And again,
it's just one other thing to use your phone for.
Absolutely. Well, technology, if we don't keep up with it, we're going to fall behind, right?
Not only that, now if the house burns, all those important documents are in the cloud now.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they're accessible.
And even if you lose your phone, it's in the cloud, and literally you can go to a computer and get that information. Now, just real quick, Tammy, you sent us this graphic here, and I thought that was pretty interesting. 96% of all accidents happen without warning.
Absolutely.
So that's why they're called accidents.
Well, this is exactly.
Walking across the street, my daughter lost one of her best friends. She was walking across the street, senior year in high school.
Wow.
Guy was going 50 miles per hour, didn't see her, and that's it. And mom wasn't prepared. I mean, you're not prepared for those things. So that's the point. It's, accidents happen, change of condition, people with diagnosis. Alzheimer's dementia is huge right now. People of all ages are being diagnosed with it.
Didn't they find a cure for that?
No.
Stop eating the red meat.
Unfortunately.
I thought it was called JD. But real quick, see, this is where we were kind of having a little bit of a laugh before the show. What about the other 4%? Because 96%. I mean, you would think it was 100%, right?
Right.
But what about the other 4%?
Want to have a caller call in?
Well, we'd like to have a caller call in, but Mr.
sometimes people,
Pantalones, I don't know, he doesn't know how to work the board back there or something.
Some accidents are prevented because they have alarms, or they have the sirens, or something's going on where there's some form of preparation. Seatbelts, exactly. It's,
Tsunami warnings.
There you go.
Smoke detectors.
The big one now, they're going to have
the
seismic detector for earthquakes now. They're spending millions of dollars to get that integrated here in California. You heard
they're getting better on it.
Yeah, but what would that help exactly? I mean,
it's going to give us those how can I say, those vital seconds so we can get under a table before the building falls on us.
If you get out of the building, right? Well, nowadays you got to watch out for 747s, man. I'll tell you.
That's the thing, is that it's just being prepared, though. So let's say you had to run out of your house with just a shirt on your back. If you have access to a phone or a computer anywhere, you'll have access to all your vital documents. And I'd like to say too, my vital documents and what I think are vital is going to be different from yours. So whatever you feel is important is what you can upload into your secured account. So what, as much as you want or as less as you want, I'll advise you on what, we should be putting in there. And then, like I was talking to my friend the other day, I said, if someone, his grandpa wrote grandma a letter 60 years ago, and you feel that that's an important document that you want to save forever, as long as we have technology and you upload it into your ACP mobile safe, it'll be there.
Make a photocopy or scan it onto your email. Right.
Now you can do that too, but
if carbonate.
Right. So, but that's the beauty of it, is just having access to this information. If you go out with your wife, you go to Las Vegas, kids stay home with grandma, something happens, you're going to be able to get all that information because you can't take it on the plane with you. Most
Tammy,
people don't.
Give us an example. I mean, assumably you've helped families with your service. Give us an example of what some people that approach you now have experienced and what they weren't prepared for.
Well, number one, life insurance. People don't really realize how it works, what it's for, what the different policies that are out there and how it protects them and their family, their loved ones. Another one is power of attorneys between husbands and wives. They think because we're married or they're married, everything's protected. It's absolutely not true. Let's say
so that
people don't understand.
We don't need to get married then?
I'm saying if you have.
Is that what you just said?
No,
Tammy?
I didn't. I'm married.
Well, then what good is marriage? I need to find that out.
I know. I just know it's costly because once you get married, you're gonna try to get out of it. Like I'm going through a divorce right now, and I know it's more costly to get out than it was.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I have no comment.
Tammy's husband is listening at the moment. Okay, but I know I'm making a joke of it, but at the end of the day, I'm really being serious. What you're saying is that even if you're married, there some of the things that we would anticipate to be protections really aren't there, and we have to kind of fill that gap, if you will. It's almost like insuring yourself and giving yourself that knowledge and wisdom to be prepared for some of these kinds of disasters. And some of the things that you showed up on the screen there showed like a fire, a flood, a car accident. Absolutely. I mean, even earthquake. A lot of these things, most of us can anticipate with the amount of numbers that we see now in history, we can anticipate to be involved in one of these things. Absolutely. Right? So this is where now it becomes somewhat of a surprise.
Absolutely.
And you're kind of filling that gap, right?
Absolutely. And that's the issue. That's why ACP Consultants was born, is to try and fill in that gap. It's to help people be ready to the best of their ability in the event of an emergency. And it could be, again, medical, financial, it could be a disaster. But even, I mean, you can go online. Southern California, they have Prepared SoCal now, American Red Cross, because it's becoming, people are just not ready for anything nowadays. It's procrastination at its finest because, I can put it off today, I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow comes and then I'm busy doing something else and then I'll put it off tomorrow. But people don't realize that their life plan is probably one of the most important things they ever have to do. Because again, if you're married, you have kids, whether they're grown or not. Look, okay, so teenage kids, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, right? They go out into the world, they're invincible. If something happens to one of our children at that age, as the mother who birthed them, raised them, loved them, cared for them, I would probably have not much say in the event that something happened to him or her and they weren't able to express their own wants and needs to the physician. The physician would make that decision.
Good point.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotectsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Hey, this is Phil from the Three Guys Rant. I'm the good-looking one, in case you're wondering. I'm coming to you today about 90 for life.
There are lots of outdoor activities, but if you're unhealthy, you can't enjoy them. Well, that was us until we found the solution, 90 for life.
What is 90 for life, you ask? Well, 90 is the number of essential nutrients your body needs every day to fight off disease.
So if you're sick of being sick, go to our website, the3guysrant.com, and click on the longevity link today for a better and healthier tomorrow. Looking for some swag? Make sure to check out monsterclothing.com. They got everything from V-necks, t-shirts, hoodies, baby dolls. And remember, custom orders are always welcome and much more. They're just not on the site yet. www.monsterclothingco.com or call them at 888-49-MONSTER. 888-49-MONSTER. Hablamos español. Doo-doo-doo!
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, the last segment of 2014. Thank you for joining us here at the Towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis.
I'm sexy and I know it.
My broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez, here to my left, and most esteemed co-host. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you for the most esteemed.
And in-house today, we have Miss Tammy San Pedro with ACP Consulting, LLC. She does something rather unique, and quite frankly, when most people hear about, she passes out her card, and that's another life insurance agent or another respite care person, and quite frankly, it's not that at all. Miss Tammy fills a gap, I think, in the whole respite care and hospice care and assisted living. And actually, we mentioned it flowed over to many other things of younger folks as well. And I think younger folks need to get in tune to what she does, because there is a lot of situations that we find ourselves in, usually through accident. And we find ourselves in a situation where now we're scrambling for information.
Absolutely.
And that information is available and can be made available readily through Tammy's service, which is ACP Consulting. And that information is vital now to a lot of sometimes life-threatening situations.
Absolutely.
And we were talking a little bit, too, about some of the information that can be saved. You mentioned that, let's say I have got... I'm 47 years old, and I want to hire you for your services, and I've got some old letters that my grandparents had. I mean, that's something that also can be saved as well. It doesn't just have to be vital information.
It's whatever the client or the person feels is vital to them. So it's whatever's important to you. It could be your birth certificate, it could be your marriage certificate, but it could be those pictures or those letters or an old report card when you were a senior and got straight A's. Who knows, right? It's to each person. I know my daughter would do that, because she works really hard. But I don't mean to get emotional, but I do get emotional, because at the end of the day, sitting with you guys, I could sit here and say comfortably, there's parts that are unprepared in your lives. I can sit down with you and within 24 to 48 hours, sit with you and help you understand those parts that you're not ready for.
Absolutely. And I would agree with you 300%. Just sitting here talking with you, I've gone through my mind in terms of, wow, there's certain things that I really do, would be afraid to lose. Just there at the house, if they get stolen or burned up or potentially,
the water can destroy them. And
My real quick, my grandparent lived in Oklahoma, and there was they had a huge storm few years back. Well, was it Porter, Oklahoma? I can't remember, but the whole town was wiped out. So they lost all the vital records, documents, everything. The buildings were wiped out. Everything is gone. So it just goes to show you that it's not just about just your personal home. If there's a huge earthquake, what did the emergency say? 7.8 is predicted in Southern California one of these days, right?
Yeah.
Something like that happens, you're not running to the safe or to the house. If it falls into a sinkhole, it's gone. You really have to be ready, and having it in the palm of your hand through the ACP mobile safe will save you, because no matter where we end up, as long as we have that technology, we'll have our information.
So where do you keep the information now? Do you have like some superhero vault or something?
Yeah, it's called the website.
Oh, okay. So the website can never be destroyed. I mean,
Right.
it's just something that's got some kind of safety feature or something.
Absolutely.
Okay, I see.
And it's a partnership. I mean, we are doing everything on the technology side of it, of course. That's I'm not only the owner, I'm a client, so I'm protecting my own interests as well, right? But and I've got family members, and so all of us our stuff is important. So we're working on that side of it to protect it. The partnership that we sit down when I sign an agreement with you is saying you're going to do everything in your part, because I have to be honest, we live in a day in a world where everybody's trying to steal everything from everybody, whether it be in person. Look on the news, they're walking up to people's doors and stealing presents, or through Sony and hacking, and so it is what it is. But if we work together to secure your information, everything I can do as a company and through the technology side, and every 30 days you change that password, and again every I can go into details of how the services work, but every 6 months we will go in and call you and update your information, so you have the opportunity to.
So Tammy, let me ask you a question. Do you have like a list that you would give your clients of what you pertain is important to them, or
Absolutely.
what they should have?
That's part of the consulting. So I have like a 5-page list. People don't even realize passports, mortgage, driver. I mean, it just goes on and on. The information, that needs to. But again, it's what's important to you. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to educate you, to give you as much information so that when it's time to make that decision, you'll make that best decision. We'll put in those important informations into your account, and then you can go out into the world saying, okay, I don't know if I'm going to live through today, but in case something happens, I'm ready. I have my ACP mobile safe.
Now, do you ever find problems now between just having copies versus originals?
Yes, but a lot of places, what they will do is with the mobile safe, we can e-fax or email the information. They'll take that while you have, because let's say you're in Las Vegas and you have to come back to California. They'll wait for that information because they have to get stuff started.
Now, you mentioned something about an 18-year-old, and I thought that was interesting during the break. Tell us again what you were talking about.
Well, you have your teenage adults, right? 18, 19, 20, right? A lot of times, they go out into the world, they leave the nest, and, they feel they're invincible. So they're jumping off buildings, bungee jumping, whatever it is that they
running
do.
With the bulls.
Right, running with the bulls.
Bungee jumping, Alonso?
Right?
I didn't.
You didn't do
Go
it?
out, try and
I
drink
still
and-
want to do that. I see it at Circus. I want to do some bungee jumping.
A lot of our young teenagers, young adults, end up in auto accidents because they're driving, and so the thing is that as a parent, as a mom, I birth, raised, and loved my son, and now he's out into the world. I can't get him to sit down and do a 5 wishes. A 5 wishes is a very simple healthcare directive that's very, you can read it and completely understand it. It's in layman term. To just sign and say, in the event that something happens to me, Mom, you can make my decisions for me. He won't do it. So I every day have to sit here and say, please give me some, and he still hasn't done it. But if something
That's where the girlfriend substitute the mom.
Right?
Sorry to break the news to you.
I don't
Tammy,
approve, son.
But you know what I'm saying? So if something happens to him, even though I'm the mom, I might have very little say, but the doctor's going to do what's in his best interest as an adult. So now my son is going to be sitting, going through all these procedures, if you will, made by a physician who has no emotional attachment to my son.
and or the state, right?
And we know many cases out there that are like that now.
And you now, like you said, you raised this person, and you love and cared for him, and now you have no control over what happens to his future in the event of an accident.
Right.
Yeah. So this
So
is
this
where
is super important, to sit down and talk with families and babies. We have babies, we have young children. Things happen to all of us because we're human beings. We have no control over that. But being prepared helps those who are going through it with the person who has endured the accident or emergency.
Yeah, so it's not only just preparation, but it's also the saving of those documents as well.
That's the most
in
important.
a safe place. And the way that
Yes.
you do that is through a website. And then you also mentioned now on your phone. So there's a mobile application
Yes.
that one. Now, do you charge for that?
Yes, there's a consultation fee. So if we just go through the consultation, I educate you on everything that you need, show you the list and so forth. If you want to go to the next step, that would be the document discovery. We'd sit down together, get all those documents together. I'd upload them into a personal secured account in front of you, give you the hard binder, put it all together so you have the hard copies in a safe place now. You have an option. Option one is you can do the app. It's either $19.99 a month, or you can save 50% and pay the $120 up front. But that gives you access to the app. So now you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter where you're at, have your vital documents in the palm of your hand via the mobile safe.
Now you said 120. That would be $10 a month.
Yes,
if you pay
it
up
comes
front?
out to like $9.99 a month.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay,
so you
so
save 50%. If you choose not to do the app and you want to just do the maintenance, now if you get the app, the maintenance is free. So every 6 months we'll call you up and say, hey, how's everything going? Want to know if you want to add any documents, or do you want to discontinue any other documents? Has any of your information changed? The second thing would be if you don't do the app, then it's $25 every time we do the maintenance check.
nice, nice. Well, very interesting. A lot of interesting information, Tammy. If we could put her information back up on the screen, Mr. Pantalones, if you will, you can reach Tammy at 800-696-6139, or you can email her at acpconsultants with an S, LLC at gmail.com. That's acpconsultants, LLC at gmail.com.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so Winston Churchill said, or he once said, he who fails to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yes. And
do we have time to give the answer for the fun fact?
Yeah,
or-
if we can, Mr. Pantalones, let's throw the answer up for fun facts, even though you've already done it on the third segment.
Oh, I think this was more important though. I'd
Oh,
rather
right
do
on.
this, and this is well, Graceland is the answer, and it's a mansion in Memphis, Tennessee. But if you could go back to that picture, something very important that we wanted to give a shout out there. That this is a good friend of ours. His name is Steven Reynoso. He went to New York on the 26th, and now he's been missing for the last days now.
Well, it
And,
sounds like about 3 weeks. You said
yeah, it's
before
about 3 weeks
Thanksgiving,
now
right?
that he's been missing. So if anyone listening or out there looking at our show has any information with us, please call us at the show here at the station. And like I said, he went to New York on a business meeting, and he left his hotel room with his girlfriend, and he never came back. He never came back to the hotel. He missed his flight. So now the family members are all worried. We're all worried about him. His phone went dead. He used to be a constant user of Instagram, and he pretty much posted everywhere he was at. But now he is missing. So if there's any information on him, please feel free to call our show and give us anything. Any information will be good for us.
Yes, you can give us a call here at 855-693-4897. The operators are usually answering that phone, but you can also call your local police as well if you have any information leading to Mr. Steven Reynoso's whereabouts, and there was a picture of the show. If you happen to need to watch this again, this will be burned into eternity on YouTube. You can type in Real Estate Rant on YouTube, and just look for the date, December 17th, 2014, and that will come up. So, Miss Tammy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It was a lot of good information. Actually, I think I want to hire your services, to be totally honest with you.
Thank
And it was a pleasure having you, and the information was very good.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me
Thanks
on.
for joining us, Tammy.
Thank you.
I